Hi folks, this is Shefik. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to introduce you the brand new facial recognition functionalities in DeepFace, depending on register and search functions. But before we begin, please like the video and do not forget to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with the latest videos. Also, your comments are more than welcome. Thank you for your all support in advance. First things first, we were already handling facial recognition functionality with DeepFace's find function, so why do we need brand new functions? Let's find out how find functionality was working. We were providing a source image in image path and also a database path. This is a folder on your local file system. For instance, I stored many facial images in this folder, so this can be my DB path. Once the face's find function is being called, it's going to represent each facial images as vector embeddings, and they are also being stored in a pickle file in the same folder. So calling the find function first time will take some time, maybe in minutes, but calling it in the second time will respond much faster time. But this totally depends on my file system. So if I want to run the same find function in another device or another computer, I need to represent all embeddings from scratch, or I need to copy all those images to the new machine from scratch. In other words, this approach was stateful. As you may know, DeepFace comes with an API also. You don't have to call its core Python functions. You can use its REST API. But as I explained before, find function was stateful. That's why it couldn't be exposed in the API. Only verify, analyze, and represent functions were exposed. So we did need brand new stateless search function. So this new search function is going to use a backend database, and database options are Postgres, Mongo, Neo4j, pgvetor. Actually, it's the kind of Postgres database, but supporting vector data type, pinecone, and weaviate. Instead of using file system folder, we are going to use one of those databases, and we are going to register each image to the database with the register function. Thereafter, we are going to use search function to find an given identity. In this video, I'm going to use Postgres database in my experiment, but this register and search function pair is totally database agnostic. You can use register and search functions exactly same for each database backend. Maybe in the future we can add new database backends, not listed here, but that's going to be database agnostic still. And maybe the most important advantage of this new search function over the existing find function is that find function was performing exact nearest neighbor. So if you need millions of instances in the database path, it's going to take some time. But this search function supports both exact nearest neighbor or approximate nearest neighbor search. What does this mean? You can register millions or billions of instances to your database, and you can search over those billions of instances in even milliseconds with approximate nearest neighbor algorithm. All you need to do is to set the search method to approximate nearest neighbor. Its default behavior as same with find function, which is exact nearest neighbor, but this was not available in the find function. So you couldn't do a billion level search with find function, but you could do this with brand new search function. First things first, I'm going to define my connection string to my Postgres database, and this is going to basically include host, which is localhost, port, database name, user, and password. Then I'm going to import the required library for Postgres. Thereafter, I'm going to define my connection. Connection is going to be Postgres library dot connect, and I'm going to reference my connection details. Now I'm going to import my DeepFace library from DeepFace, import DeepFace, and also I'm going to import Takadum library to show some progress bar, and I'm going to implement a logic for the register. I'm going to use the unit test items of DeepFace as shown here, and I'm going to register each one to my database. I'm going to need to import the operating system module. Thereafter, I'm going to use operating system .voc function. Here you can see its docstring. It returns directory path, directory names, and file names. Build a for loop for it. As an input argument to voc function, I'm going to give the path of my unit test items, and they are stored in GitHub, DeepFace, tests, unit, and dataset folder. Here, file names is the list. I need to build another for loop for it. For file name, file names. To only include image items in this folder, I'm going to check the extension of file names. They are all JPEG files. Here, I'm going to check if file name ends with .jpeg or .png. If this condition is satisfied, I'm going to add it into instances list. Instances.append. Let's append the file name. For now, let's see the instances. I have list of my images here, but I don't have the exact path. I'm going to also add the directory path here, and I have exact path of the image. There are two backslashes here. I don't need the slash here then. So I'm going to register each item to my database, and let's check how many items I have. There are 64 images, and one image may have more than one facial image. Here I'm going to build another for loop again for image path and takadum instances, and I'm going to call the faces register function for each item. Let's check the docstring of the register function. I need to send image here, image as the image path. What's more, I'm going to send the module name. Let's use FaceNet module in this experiment. And detector backend is going to be, let's say, empty CNN. I like this pair, FaceNet and empty CNN, because it's going to be robust. What's more, here, L2 normalize, its default value is false. I'm going to use L2 normalized items. I'm going to explain why I said this later. And finally, there's a connection argument here. I'm going to send the connection I created here. All items are registered to my Postgres database in 3 minutes 22 seconds. Also, this register function is idempotent. What does I mean? Let's try to call it for already registered item. If I call this register for the first item of instances, duplicate record detected for extracted face and embedding message I got, so it's not registered again because it's already registered. So feel free to call register many times. Now I'm going to perform exact nearest neighbor search. Please remember that find function performs exactly the same behavior with exact nearest neighbor. Let's check out its parameters. I'm going to send target image, and as a target image I'm going to use this target.jpg available under tests and integration in DeepFace. This is not registered to my database, please remember this. Secondly, I'm going to set module name same with the registered one, FaceNet, and detector backend. Again, I'm going to set empty CNN. What's more, I'm going to set L2 normalize, similar to here, true. Please remember that if a vector is L2 normalized, then we are going to run cosine similarity. That's why here I'm going to set distance metric as cosine. But I don't have to set it because its default value is cosine already. Moreover, I'm going to pass my connection again here. This is going to return list of data frames. Let's check the length of data frames. That's 1. Let's access its first item then. I also wonder the length of this first item. It consists of 11 items. I'm not going to focus on each item one by one, but let's focus on top 3 items. The first one with 66 index, it's couple.jpg. Let's check out what is it. It's couple.jpg. Angelina Jolie is here. The second item with 54 indexed value is image7.jpg. Image7.jpg is Angelina Jolie again. And the last item with 76 index value, it's image10.jpg. Let's check out what is it. It's Angelina Jolie again. You can find out their distance values. Lower distance means higher confidence, so the first one is the most similar one for the target image. But as I mentioned, when you run search, this performs exact nearest neighbor. You can find out it here. Search method is, its default value is exact, but here you can set it to ANN. It can be exact or ANN. Exact nearest neighbor search is okay if you have maybe thousands or 10,000 items in your database, but if you have millions level database or billions level database, this is not going to work. It's going to last forever. That's why you have to do something wiser. At this point, we are going to run approximate nearest neighbor. What we are going to do, we are going to run the search function as is, but additionally we are going to set search type argument, search method argument to ANN. This raises an error, and error message is clear: no embedded index found for the specified parameters. You must run build index first. What does this mean? As I mentioned, currently DeepFace supports Postgres, Mongo, Neo4j, pgvetor, pinecone, and weaviate. Here Postgres and Mongo are databases, but Neo4j, pgvetor, pinecone, and weaviate are vector databases. So if you are using one of those vector databases, you don't have to call build index thing. But if you are using Postgres or Mongo, index is not a type, so you have to use an additional or external vector indexer. So DeepFace is using face in the background to index embeddings. Basically, you need to call DeepFace.buildIndex for actually this argument set. That's my bad. Build index function expects, let's check the argument names, align and L2 normalize instead of aligned or L2 normalize. And additionally, we are going to send the connection similar to register and search functions. So index is created for this argument set, module name detector backend, aligned and L2 normalized. So we are able to run search function now. Let's check out the length of data frames again, and let's check out the length of the first item. Again, it returns 11 itemed data frame. This is the returned data frame. As you can see, search method is approximate nearest neighbor in this case, and here you can see that there is no image name available. Here it's appended to the right of the data frame. So results are same, but ANN is going to work much faster, in particular large scale databases. It's totally fine to run search function for millions and billions level database. It's going to return result in milliseconds. But if you have a database with thousands of items, you are able to run it with exact nearest neighbor. So I demonstrate how to run register and search function pairs with core DeepFace functions. But in addition to these core functions, DeepFace comes with an API, and I'm going to run the service, and I'm going to run it from this Postman project. Basically, use this target image. Remember that this is not registered to my database, and send it to this search endpoint. What search method is set to ANN. As you can see, this return to result what search method is set to ANN. The most similar one is couple.jpg. So this register and search functions are exposed in the DeepFace API as fact. I skipped the register function because this image is already registered. Let's try. Sorry, this is not registered. So in this video we focused on the brand new facial recognition functions in DeepFace, register and search. These are stateless functions also available in the DeepFace API. If you like this enhancement in the DeepFace, please start the repo because it helps us to reach much more people. Also, if you like this video, please like it and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, your comments are more than welcome. Thank you for your all support in advance, and thank you all for watching, and see you next time.